So what's up, gang? The Red Dragon here. So as many of you know, yes, I did pick up an Xbox One X, so you can expect my video of that coming up soon about my impressions, my review. But in order to really get the full benefits of the X or the PS4 Pro for that matter, you need a new TV, or at least I did. Maybe you already have one. But if you want the full benefits of these consoles, you're gonna want a 4K TV with HDR. Also, you're going to want one with low input lag, which is something that makes a great gaming TV and something that a lot of reviews completely leave out. They don't think about the gamers, but low input lag makes a great gaming TV. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this Tcl S Series and explain why, after a lot of research, I decided to go with this particular set, which is 55 inches. So there's a lot of great TVs out there. There are a lot of major brands that always come to mind when you think about going out and buying a TV. You got LG, Samsung, Sony, Vizio. In fact, every TV that I've ever owned has been either an LG, Samsung, or Sony. So I love those brands. Those are great TVs. You normally don't think about buying a TCL. In fact, a lot of people have never even heard of this company. And I'll be honest, I hadn't either until I started researching because I was getting ready to go buy a new TV. But they're actually the third largest producer if you look at market share, and also one of the fastest growing brands in North America. And after this TV hit the market, review after review after review praised this TV as one of the best performance for price TVs on the market. So I started looking into it, seeing what it is that was impressing all these different reviewers. So this TV's offering up some of the features that are usually only reserved for TV sets that are high price. That'll easily set you back over $1,000, and this is doing it at a fraction of the price. Some of those features include a wide color gamut for more vibrant colors. You got local dimming, which means that there are different zones in the TV set that can light up independently, which really makes a big difference when you've got, you know, parts of the screen that are really bright and some different parts that are really dark. So this has 72 zones in this TV for local dimming, and that's also a big benefit when it comes to HDR. It also features HDR10 as well as Dolby Vision, which is something you got to look out for, because a lot of TVs, you may see that they show on the box that they're HDR capable, but there are two major players in the HDR field, and Dolby Vision is one of the better ones. So this one has both of them built in. HDR10 is still decent, but it's not as good as the Dolby Vision. But one of the best features for gamers is the input lag, which comes in well below some of the top-of-the-line TVs out there. It's coming in quicker than, you know, multi-thousand-dollar TVs. It's coming in approximately 14 milliseconds, and that's with everything checked off. Now, you may read some reviews about this TV where they say whenever it first came out that you couldn't use the local dimming feature with game mode, but that has now been fixed. It's been patched, and if you download the latest update, you can play 4K 60 frames per second HDR on with local dimming, and the input lag is still approximately 14 milliseconds, which is very playable. I've also actually become a big fan of the Roku operating system. It's fast, it's responsive, easy to navigate, and features some HDR content that's not available through the apps on Xbox One X, even though they feature a lot of the same apps. So for instance, whenever I got the X, I put on the YouTube app because I wanted to go search for 4K HDR videos to kind of look to see what it looked like on this new TV. And so I also wanted to use it to sort of adjust some of the colors and things like that on it. Well, it turns out the Xbox X doesn't support HDR on YouTube, which was very disappointing. Hopefully they update that soon. But if you use the apps built into the TV, YouTube does have HDR built in, and it looks phenomenal. Unfortunately, you know, I'm going to be showing you some clips here of me just filming the TV, and it doesn't do it any justice whatsoever. But I can promise you it looks great. It's just hard to try to capture that look. And even if I was able to capture it, if you don't have an HDR TV, if I was able to capture that, then you're not going to see it. So it's really hard to get across how this looks, but I can tell you even right out of the box, it looked really good. Now, I did do some tweaks to it, and if you're interested in seeing what my setup is, I'll be glad to do another video showing you my settings of all the different inputs. The only negatives that I've found so far is, one, the sound quality isn't that great coming out of the TV, which I'm okay with because I'm using my Bose Lifestyle system anyway, so I never have the volume turned up on the TV. Also, the picture quality gets pretty rough if you start looking at it from different angles, which also really doesn't bother me because my couch is situated right in front of the TV, so we're all, you know, viewing it straight on. There's no reason for me to be viewing it from the side. And then the last thing is, and this is just weird, there are a couple of expert settings that can't be tweaked from inside the TV menu. You actually have to download the Roku app in order to just adjust things like the gamma, for instance, which is just strange. I don't know why that is. I guess they just want you to download the app, which the app is really nice. You can use it as a remote for your TV, but it's still weird that you need it for a couple of settings that aren't available through the TV itself. The final negative is that the P Series is only available in 55 inches. I actually would have preferred to get like a 49-inch. I think that would have been plenty big for me. And I also believe that it's limited to the US. I don't know that people in Europe can get their hands on this TV. I saw a few people in the forums complaining about they couldn't find it over in Europe. But so far, very impressed with this set, especially for the money. And I agree that when it comes to cost per performance, this P Series is hard to beat. I mean, there are certainly better TVs out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is the best TV money can buy, but when it comes to the cost per performance, I think this is one of the best TVs that you can buy for the money. If you've got a couple of grand to blow, you know, of course, get an OLED. You're gonna have phenomenal picture with those types of TVs. But for me, I mean, I was going in here not really even needing a new TV, to be honest. I've got like 3 great working TVs. I really didn't need a new one, but I didn't have a 4K one. And so I wanted to jump in, see all the full benefits, see if this HDR was everything that people, you know, talked about. And actually it was. I think HDR for me has been a bigger leap and jump than the 4K itself. And the HDR content, I think, makes a huge difference. And it's hard for me to want to watch videos that aren't in HDR. And I would say it's probably the one feature that consoles have an advantage over PC, because there are very few HDR monitors out on the market right now. I think that's going to change hopefully soon, but right now if you want an HDR monitor, they are super expensive and very limited. So there are a ton more options when it comes to TVs for console players, so that's definitely a plus. Right now, though, you can pick up the P607 from Amazon for $650, which I think is a steal. If you want to go to Best Buy, you can get it even cheaper there. They have the P605 series, which is the exact same TV for $50 cheaper, so it's $600. But the only difference is that the Amazon version has a little bit better remote, like it has a headphone jack and I think voice features, but still the TV itself is pretty much the same. The only reason why I decided to go with Amazon was because I have until January to return it if I decided to, which I don't plan on it, but at the time of buying something online, you never know how it's going to turn out. And also there was no restocking fees, I was told, whenever returning a TV to Amazon. And I also live like an hour away from Best Buy. But I don't think you could go wrong with either way. So if you want to check out the P607 series, links down in the description box. Now, real quick, some people may ask, well, Dragon, what about the Tcl S Series? Which I also think is an incredible buy. It's still a TCL. It's still got 4K and HDR. And you can pick up a 55-inch for $400. So yes, you can get a 4K HDR TV for $400 if you're really on a tight budget. You can get a 49-inch, for instance, for $369. I came extremely close to going with the S Series. The main drawback for the S Series is that it doesn't feature Dolby Vision HDR and it doesn't have the local dimming, which are two big features with HDR. So I think it's a great buy, and I don't think anybody who got it would probably be disappointed. But the Dolby Vision and local dimming do add a lot to the HDR experience. But you can go pick up the S Series. I've seen it like at Walmart. So you can go to Walmart and go back there in electronics and look to see what sort of picture it has. And at least the ones that I've seen, they still look darn good. So again, if you're interested in this TV, I will leave a link down to the P Series as well as the S Series so you can compare them yourself. Who knows, these TVs may go even cheaper when we're coming up on Black Friday. I haven't seen these TVs any cheaper just yet, but even if they don't go cheaper, even comparing them to other Black Friday deals that I have seen so far, I still think this is a great buy for that price. So that does it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn.